Are we good? All right, so it is Monday, August 14th, 6 o'clock. We're going to start our regularly scheduled August board meeting. We'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now a moment of silence. All right, amen. All right, Mr. Martin, I'm going to turn it over to you, sir.
All right, welcome to the August board meeting, and we survived our first day of school.
Yay!
It went outstanding, everyone did a great job. We didn't shut the town down traffic-wise, I don't believe, so it was a good day. Everything, kids enjoyed it, and I know the staff did as well, and I'm sure parents did too, sending their kids back. The first thing on our agenda is the consent agenda, financial report, board minutes. Are there any questions? Okay, with that, I'd like to make the recommendation that the consent agenda, financial report, and board minutes of the regular board meeting held on July 10, 2023, and the special board meeting held on July 31st, 2023 be approved as submitted.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
All right, motion by Sarah. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by John. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
Up next, we have action items. Up first is approved purchase of school vehicles. We have the opportunity to purchase 2 vans, one using special ed funds and one using homeless funds to help those that transport both our special ed students and other students needing services. We have a conundrum with that. Buying a van's not as easy as it used to be about 2 or 3 years ago, and you have to get on the list. So while we do not have a van, 2 vans to purchase, we need permission to purchase vans so that we can actually get on the list to buy a van. Because you get on the list and then the van comes in and you take what they have. And so, we're very, we'll have a spec sheet for them. We're not worried about color or anything like that. We'll probably buy either 2 Toyota Siennas or 2 Honda, Odysseys. They're really high quality vans. They'll be anywhere between the $40,000 to $50,000 range, and the majority of it, I believe, on the homeless is a 50-50 split with homeless funds and operating, and with the special ed bus to help transport special ed students during the day, it's vast majority special ed funds and only a small percentage for general operating.
And so these are in addition. These are 2 new,
Yes, ma'am.
not replacing anything.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, we currently have 2 vans in our fleet. One has roughly 150,000 miles, the other has about 170. So they're starting to age, and we're needing to not only replace, but just grow because they're gone constantly.
Yeah, and we can use them for professional development opportunities, like during the summer, in the evenings, when they're not being used, but during the day, they're kids center.
Okay.
Any more questions? Okay, with that, I would like to make a recommendation that we get permission to purchase 2 vans at the cost of $40,000 to $50,000 each.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by Sarah. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ryan. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
That's approved out-of-state travel. That has been pulled. They are not going to be on Missouri for a cross-country meet.
Okay.
So we'll move on down to driver's pay. One of the things that we've been working with is increasing our driver's pay, and what we would like to do is our drivers, who are regular trip drivers, to get approval to pay them their regular hourly route pay instead of $17.50 an hour. And then if it's a sponsor for club or something, that they continue to get the $17.50 an hour. That allows us to pay our drivers more and reward them for taking our kids places, you know, out of school hours. And that's also our shuttle bus, and we also take kids to therapeutic day treatment, maybe down in Springdale, and that will allow us to pay the driver that same hourly rate that they get while they're driving the regular route as well.
So, what you're saying is we are gonna just open up hours so that bus drivers who are already driving can get paid to do more when needed? Is that what you're saying?
They're already doing that.
But they're not getting paid?
We pay them $17.50 an hour
Okay.
right now. I believe our beginning route pays right at $20 an hour. And then we have some drivers who have been with us for, well,
30
Mr.
years.
Taylor just got 30 years with us.
Okay.
And pay them what their hourly rate is compared to instead of the $17.50 flat
We
rate.
might have a driver, let's say, that makes $23 an hour.
Uh-huh.
If they take a band trip or a choir trip or a football trip, then it reduces to 70 to 50.
So they're
Okay.
taking a cut and pay.
Yes,
They're
ma'am.
driving in town on a daily basis at $23 an hour.
Gotcha.
When they kids to Little Rock and back, 70 to 50.
That's where I
It
wasn't
also-
quite following.
It also creates financial
Mhm.
challenges in our office because of what we paid them for it and what was the rate and all this and that, so we can just tie the rate to the driver.
Okay.
Seamless and easy.
I didn't realize it wasn't already that way. Okay, so what you're saying is if you're a $21 an hour driver, no matter what you're doing. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then coaches and sponsors are going to still be at that 17.50.
Yes,
Okay.
Which was a raise for them when we did it a couple of years ago, but they also were already getting paid for giving.
Okay.
Right. Not double payment.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, with that, I'd like to make a recommendation that we approve the special transportation trip pay as presented.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion that.
Motion by Jessica. Do we have a second? I'll second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Next on the agenda is board to board student transfers. We received these over the past month. We have room for these students. This will be the last month of all grade levels being considered. I will not be recommending at the current time grades K, 1, 2, and I believe 10 right now because we're getting close to capacity there and whatnot to allow us the opportunity to grow. We're going to grow students as the year goes with new houses coming in and everything, so we need to make sure that we have room for families that are moving in district. But I believe we have 8 students who have applied for board-to-board transfer, and we have 2 students requesting transfer out. And we have space in each one of the grade levels.
Okay.
So, just a clarifier, so Arkansas says it's space and head count, right? And you're saying we still have space and head count, however, in the future, K, 1, 2, and 10, although we may have head count, we're out of space.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're above that 95% threshold of capacity. Let's say you have, let's just use grades 1, 2, and 3, 25 teachers, 25 kids a classroom. We have 8 teachers, that's 200, 95% capacity would be 190. And so we're all within that range, and I feel that when we are in that range, we need to keep those spots open for people who are living in district and residing here. Because if we go over, it requires us to hire more staff. And not only is it the financial impact, but it's also the personnel impact of finding someone that can be difficult with school already starting.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask a question
Yes,
about
ma'am.
that? Because, I mean, you see construction everywhere going on right now. I mean, whole subdivisions are going up, so I'm assuming it kind of staggers when the houses are done. So let's just say like a family is renting in Bentonville, waiting on their home in Peerage to be completed.
If they
How-
have a contract signed now with the builder, or they have what I consider a construction loan, and it has an address, our policy allows them to go ahead and enroll.
Okay, so they're probably already here is what you're saying. Okay, I just wasn't sure like how that would work throughout the year,
But
but,
what we usually have is, especially after Christmas, let's say a family, they're moving in, you know, it's March-ish, around spring break, they may want the kids to stay in Rogers or Bentonville or Bella Vista. And we always work with school districts on that as well, because to finish out the school year.
okay.
Any other questions? Okay, with that, I'd like to make a recommendation to accept the board-to-board transfer ins and the transfer outs as presented.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by John. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Sarah. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Last, what I have on the agenda is personnel. Are you needing to go, wanting to go into executive session?
I didn't see a need. Did y'all see a need?
No.
No.
Okay, with that, we have no resignations. We have 2 employments. I'd like to make the recommendation that we employ Emily Barrett and Phyllis Wiggins.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
We have a motion by Jessica. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, second by John. All right, so Emily's going to be the school counselor
Yes, ma'am.
at what school?
And it's replacing Ms. Thomas.
Okay.
She was the college and career one, so it'd be kind of a little bit helping at all campuses. And Ms. Wiggins will be working with our virtual math students,
At the high school?
grade 7.
Grade 7.
7 through 12.
Okay. All right, thank you for the clarification. All right, no further discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Ms. Cawthon, that's all I have.
All right, so I'll entertain. a-
Motion adjourned.
There we go. I'll second that. We're out.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
It will not be as short. It's budget time.
No, I appreciate you.